And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review, and this is of Little Inferno. Game released some point. I don't remember when. I don't know when this game was released. I'll put that in the title of the video. But I played it on Steam, so that's where I played it. I don't know if it was available on console or not. Little simple game, very simple game actually, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it now because I really like. I'll say right now, I really like this game. I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. It's super simple. All you gotta do, you burn shit, make money off of it. You buy more shit to burn. You get all the stuff, and then you beat the game. Woohoo! In the age of games becoming more technologically advanced with more complicated stuff to do to keep them interesting, it's nice to have a simple game to go back to and just play for fun and not really have to worry about a lot of stuff. It's very refreshing to see that every now and then, and this game does it flawlessly. So really enjoyed that, and it makes it really fun and satisfying too. Just to sit there and let fire do its thing. It's pretty fun to just watch it happen. I liked it. There's clues. It's really fun. The clues, like, they're fun to see. They're fun to watch. I mean, you get clues in like the hint, like the description of the item that you're trying to buy. You get the clues from how they react when they're burned. So I would recommend playing this with the sound on. I couldn't for the most of the part. But I would recommend playing with the sound on. You gotta pay attention to colors as well. And usually, like, it's not overly done, which makes it fun. It's a little extra challenge, but it's not like a massive challenge. It get your mind going, but not like gonna piss you off or anything. It's pretty cool. The story. There is a story to this game. There's not a lot of establishment to it. It's a very simple story, but it's really cool how in the story, even near the end when you're almost done burning stuff, getting all the combos, and then also after you're done with all the combos when you're going to the end of the game, how it ties it all back together, and it does make for a nice story. I was planning on originally saying that this was not much story at all and it was kind of unnecessary, but once you get to the end of the game, once you get to the end of the combos and get to the end of the game, you get to walk around after you leave the house. It really does actually feel necessary, and it ties it all back together. So I really thought that was a really good move on their part there. And it's cool to tie it. Like I said, it ties it all together too. It's like because you're not gonna really pay attention to the letters about the weatherman, or you're not paying attention to Miss Nancy, or about giving the kids something, buying the kids something and giving it to them. But then at the end, you do have to memorize that because it ties it all together, and it gives the game replayability, and it also not really replayability. I wouldn't say it's an extremely replayable game, outside of one thing I'll talk about in a second. But it gives it definitely a lot more depth and character to it, I will admit. This game is not 100% perfect. There are two main things that are wrong with it. One I think is an isolated problem, and one's not an isolated problem, but it's a very minor problem. So we'll start with that one. When you're picking up stuff and you gotta lift them up into the Little Inferno fireplace, it's kind of annoying how high up you have to lift them before it lets you drop them onto the fireplace. This really becomes a problem when you're trying to get combos and you're putting stuff like, say something accidentally catches fire when you need it for a combo and you're trying to rush to put the other stuff that's part of the combo into the fire before it burns away completely, and you just have this little fraction of of the item that's not up high enough, and so it won't let you put it there, and then you lose your combo and you gotta rebuy stuff and whatnot. there's easily ways to get around it. It's a very minor complaint, but it is something that did frustrate me a couple of points in the game. But again, it's not nothing too massive. You can easily get around it if you just take your time and are patient with it. So it's not huge, but it's something I did notice. And then the other thing I think was more of an isolated problem because I'd played this on Steam on my laptop, which is not a dedicated gaming laptop, but it does the job for. Like I play Lego Batman on there, and I play this game on there. I'll probably play some other Steam games on there. But the game just was very buggy. And I talked to Noah about this because he's the one who gave me the game, and he really likes this game. And he said he never had any problems with bugs in the game. Mine was very, very buggy. The main bug was if I played for too long, the items that I purchased would become invisible. And then also they become invisible in the previews and whatnot. Like I open the item and it's sitting there. There's a shadow to say that there's something there, but it's invisible. Sometimes it would let me still pick it up and put it in the fire and go on with my life. But most times it wouldn't even let me pick it up and put it in the fire. But I could see that it was there. And that was pretty easy to figure out. You just exit the game, go back in. It worked like that. The other problem I had one time, but it's a pretty big issue. And that was when I think it was the speaker, whatever speaker thing it was. And I was burning that. Because how I played the game is I would buy all the stuff, put it in the fire once, see how it burned, and then I go back and get all the combos before buying the next catalog. And I was doing the sound speaker. I think it's the second to last catalog or the last one. I don't remember. And I set it on fire, and it started to burn, and then my game froze. And I'm like, what the fuck? It wouldn't let me exit the game. It wouldn't let me click anything. It was just frozen. So what I did is I turned off my laptop, and then I turned it back on. It was now just a black screen with my cursor. It wouldn't let me do anything otherwise. So I had to pull a control escape, and I had to restart my laptop. And when I booted up the game, it was working fine again. But I did not get any burn rewards from the sound speaker or the other thing I had in the fire I was putting with it. So I lost a bunch of money, and because stuff gets pretty expensive near the end of the game, and I was expecting a pretty big payout to continue to buy stuff, I lost all the money, and I had to restart from there. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to get money in the game, so it wasn't a huge deal, but it was still pretty annoying at the time. But I easily recovered from it, so it's not a big deal. I don't believe everybody's going to have this problem. If you play it on a higher-end computer, if you play it maybe on a big PC, maybe you play it on a better laptop, if you're maybe on better internet than I probably was while playing the game, you're probably going to have a better experience with it, and you probably won't have those problems. But thankfully, there's not massive consequences from things like that, so that's good. But it's something I noticed. But overall, this was a really fun game. 9 out of 10 game for sure. I really love this game. Like I said, it doesn't really have a huge replayability factor. As long as you keep a free hug ticket, then you'll be able to get all the achievements, because there's an achievement for a hug. If you burn the ticket, then you got to go back and play the game again to get the ticket. That's really it. But fun game. I recommend playing it if you get the opportunity. So yeah, that's gonna do for this game review. If you've ever played Little Inferno, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And I'll love to hear your thoughts on it. So that's gonna do it for this game review. Again, stay tuned for much more amazing content. If you got any other games you want me to play, let me know about it in the comment section down below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.